Welcome back to Kanalet Island, everybody. Now, I'll show you a quick shortcut if you want to get this part of the adventure done very quickly, because this is actually the plot necessary section. By cutting the bushes, we will navigate back to a Cuckoo Prairie, past the location of the third dungeon, Key Cavern. You will see our warp point up there, and the seashell sensor just went off. There is a secret seashell in the lowest of those 3 patches of dirt, and there is also one in the tree here, but we need a certain item. Instead of that, let's head on down towards that villa. Link does move a little faster if you've got the grass out of his way. Let's talk to its owner. And I apologise in advance for the terrible accent I'm about to do.
Hi.
Salutations! You wouldn't know by the look of me, but I used to live in the castle. My servants went berserk and I was forced to flee to my villa. So, you're looking for something, are you? I may have just what you're after. But first, I want you to retrieve the golden leaf I left behind in the castle when I fled. Smashing! To tell you the truth, there are 5 leaves, and I want them all. Okay, you'll need to do some digging, so buy a shovel. Are you off then? Good luck! So, this is Richard. He is from a game for the Frogs the Bell Tolls, a Japan-only release, which used the game engine on which Link's Awakening would be built. If you wait around here for 2.5 minutes, Kazumi Totaka's song will start playing. I'm not going to make you sit through that. You can do that if you like. We have to head out to Kanalet Castle. But as you might remember from the previous episode, the gates are tightly shut. There is, of course, a way into the castle. Note that heart piece, we won't be able to get that just yet. Even when we get into Pothole Field, it will be slightly difficult. So, we can't head off to the left here because we have a very long row of holes and a stairway. Take note of that. Also take note of the heart piece in the moat, one of the original ones and very difficult to find. I've got Link lined up so he's pretty much staring right at it. It's just in the shadows there. Head across here, however, and you will find out why I got you to do the trading sequence. You need to do this. Talk to Kiki the monkey. Bananas! Bananas! Woo woo! Give to Kiki! Bananas! Bananas! Woo woo! Kiki! Monkeys! Come! Repay him! I'm starting to sound a bit like Ricky there. Leave it to Heropon! That bridge is vital because that will help us get into Kanalet Castle. And of course it's part of the trading sequence. Monkey business! Done! Bye bye! Woo! Kiki! And we have a stick. Allow me to head back for a little bit to a location we've seen earlier. Do you remember the tree with the honeycomb on it? Because that is the next item in the trading sequence, and I want to make sure we get it. Avoid the zero as it flaps around and spits bombs at us. And we'll see Taran. Oh, Link, I see you have a nice stick. Can I borrow it for a second? Okay, 3 guesses what he's about to do and the first 2 don't count. He's got to live with it. I think Link knows what's going to happen too. And that is the next item we need for the trading sequence, the honeycomb. We've done everything we need to in the trading sequence for now. If you head back to Mabe Village, Taran will be resting up from his injuries at his house. He will mention that he's lost his taste for honey, and it's probably not surprising. Let's get back to that bridge. it's worth noting you will probably not be able to effectively deal with zeros until later on when you get better ranged weapons. Cross the bridge the monkeys made for you, and in a sequence that probably pays homage to A Link to the Past, you'll sneak into the castle via a passage under a bush. If you need a bit of a health top-up, stick the landing on the Goombas. That wasn't bad. And here we are. We've made it into the grounds of Kanalet Castle. Let's head off to the east side and encounter Dark Nuts. They essentially behave pretty much like the Shrouded Stalfos, Moblins and Peak Warriors we've seen. And let's deal with this guy, the Mad Bomber. Run to where he pops out and hack him with your sword. It takes a little while. You've got to wait for him to actually get the bomb out. When defeated, he will drop one of the 5 golden leaves. Head back along the northern edge, or you can go to the south and defeat a few more Dark Nuts. There's a crow up here and a Dark Nut wandering around. Notice how that crow isn't actually attacking us. What we need to do is pick up a boulder. Defeat it and it will drop one of the golden leaves. Now, at the time I'm recording, it's not good for birds. It's magpie season here. That basically means a whole lot of birds that are essentially jerks trying to dive bomb you at the slightest provocation. Needless to say, Australian magpies are very different to a lot of other magpies. They're nice most of the year, but around spring they turn into really savage bastards. If you need health, you can get a top up from the anti-fairy in here. I'll get it out of our way. And can we get an ambush? Yes, we can. And defeat the enemies in this chamber for another golden leaf. We're not doing too badly. 3 out of the 5. The others require slightly trickier work. And we will need our bombs for them. Sneak past the Dark Nuts here. Let's see if we can bomb them from a great height. Not a bad shot. Remember that trick. It might come in handy during certain dungeons. But step on that switch in the corner and you will open the gates to Kanalet. So now that we're not being chased, we can head up to the second floor. Bomb the leftmost of these and defeat the Dark Nut that comes out of it. Try not to hurt yourself in the process. This is the Dark Nut that drops the gold leaf. The other one doesn't actually drop anything. And if we head over this way, we'll get a little preview of what's coming. A ball and chain trooper, the only one in the game, and a difficult opponent to deal with at times. Head on into the next part of Kanalet. Now, in the original game, this door just slammed shut and you might be wondering what's going on because there's no switch. At least in these games, it is clearly labelled that you can throw the pot at them. Otherwise, you just sort of had to figure it out yourself, which was a bit ridiculous. Wonder if bombs will actually... Fortunately, the ball and chain doesn't do that much, but he's a very accurate shot with it. Your best chance is jumping. Defeat him. And there we go. All the golden leaves have been collected. If you're feeling a bit low on health, then just pop back into the front entrance and restore it via the anti-fairy. You can actually jump off the ledges and get chased by a Dark Knight. Is it actually... There it is. Much better. So let's equip our shovel and go back to Richard because we will need to do some digging. If you came here in the DX version, it is worth noting that you should wait You should wait to open the gates of the castle. If you don't, if you go ahead and open them, you'll actually miss out on one of the photo opportunities. By heading up to the drawbridge after you've spoken to Richard, you will get a photo with him at the gates of Kanalet Castle. In we go! Ah, très bien. I see you have recovered all of the leaves. Now move this statue and you will find your reward. Head on down this staircase and we will get into Pothole Field proper. Really wish they didn't keep showing that to us. It was the same case in the original game though. But seashell sensor went off and there is one there. Whoops. Oh, nearly fell back in. There's not much to explore in this cave. Just head on out. Welcome to Pothole Field. Watch for the patches of grass because they will help guide you. As you can see, there are lots of holes. We want to be heading along the lower edges. At least there are hearts to top us up. Maneuver very carefully. Hang on, let's see. Oh, no, I don't think you could actually lift those in the original games. Now those, we can't cut just yet, and anyway, there are holes under them, so we can't actually jump over that gap. We will come back for that one. But head up here, and there's an owl statue to talk to. In soil sleep secrets, beneath your souls. Dig, and we'll get the slime key. And as for the gate in a Cuckoo Prairie, it is just over here, as we've seen. Go here and use the slime key. And the gateway to Key Cavern will open. Interestingly, it is actually a proper building. It's known as Key Cellar in the Japanese version. We have to go the long way round. So, there's a secret seashell just to top it as well, and I will show you that one. I genuinely do think there's a lot more character and charm to it. The art style in a way reminds me of the Yoshi games. It's gone for this sort of really cute aesthetic. It's a mix sort of between almost plasticine or something and some very highly detailed work. I can't quite put my finger on what it is, but it looks beautiful. Anyway, with those guys cut down, there's the secret seashell I mentioned earlier when I showed the shortcut leading back to a Cuckoo Prairie. Now don't jump off there or you'll have to go the long way back. That bush also hides a secret seashell, but we can't get to it just yet. This is a good spot to wrap it up because next episode we're going into the Key Cavern. Thank you very much for joining me and I'll see you next time on our adventure through Koholint Island.